here we are then, Thursday morning, and a walk in the rain. That makes a change. It's incredibly humid, but there's something nice about summer rain, isn't there? You don't mind it so much. It's warm and refreshing, and we finally got our thunderstorms last night, and you could almost hear every plant in the garden going, yes, yes, at last. I must say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think we've got more rain to come today, maybe another thunderstorm. The one thing I haven't enjoyed are the what they're calling the tropical nights. The fact you go to bed and you can't sleep. In fact, for all the lagging we've got in the attic, it's hotter upstairs than it is downstairs. We do that European thing of keeping the curtains closed during the day, but it makes no difference. I think the heat was actually penetrating the walls of our house. And you know me, I'm straight on to see what's been happening in the world. And apparently we've had temperatures above 34 degrees Celsius for the 6th day in a row in parts of southern England. My sympathies with southern England, but it feels pretty hot here. The longest run of extreme temperatures in 60 years. That's the sort of statement that might make people say, well, it's nothing to do with global warming then. If we had it back in the 60s when we weren't being quite so polluting in our activities. Sorry about the voice. I'm dehydrated. And there's a cold glass of water waiting for me when I get back home. I was out and about in town yesterday, did an interview with Stephen Clues, the manager of the Roman Baths, about progress in the Archway project, a multi-million-pound scheme Baines has to provide a World Heritage Centre. That's part of their obligation in getting World Heritage status, that they provide somewhere where people can go to have it explain why Bath is so important. They're also putting a new learning centre and opening up parts of the Roman Baths, the archaeology that the public hasn't seen before, using the old laundry on the other side of that archway in York Street. I couldn't be bothered to lug in the heavy gear, the camera, the tripod, so I actually did Stephen using this smartphone. And I don't think, well, the quality was fine, the sound could have been better, but you know, it's a good way of doing things without lugging gear around. I wanted to mention my friend, Councillor Paul Crosley. I say he's my friend because I've done many interviews. He's a very helpful man. He sits on the council cabinet, that's their inner circle, and he has a huge portfolio, the things he's responsible for, including heritage, museums, parks, leisure, libraries, licensing, and a variety of community services. I'm sure he does his job incredibly well, but do you know, I've been arguing for a year or more that a city that makes its living from history and heritage needs a heritage cabinet member, a council member solely responsible for heritage. And you know, museums, parks, and lots of leisure activities would come under that heading. What got me thinking about this was cycling through the city, and you know, the thing that drags me down and has done for years is the state of the fountain in Laura Place at the city end of Great Pulteney Street. Some of the masonry has been knocked off in a car accident. The basin is empty, and I understand for health reasons they're not going to run the water, but it's in one hell of a state and is just being used as a bin. People are passing and just throwing stuff in it. And the other thing that shocked me a little was the obelisk that Bone Ash managed to persuade people to part with enough money to erect in Queen Square in honour of a visit of Prince Frederick. There's a great chunk missing from the base of that. This is the fabric of the city's heritage. And it's not going to take too much to get a stonemason in to repair these things. I know the council's hard up, and maybe they could look around for people to sponsor these things, and maybe that's a good idea, because if you awake a sense of responsibility in the city, especially amongst people with money, that's no bad thing. So I wish they'd give all of Paul's other responsibilities to someone else and let him be the heritage. I can't use the word officer because there's a difference between councillors and council officers, but the heritage member, the cabinet member. But who am I? I don't decide these things, but I do stir. And I do try and get other people to agree or disagree with me. The whole thing is getting people to talk and be involved. It's actually very nice here at St Mary's. And the sky's a bit pink. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. Well, we've got more rain to come, and hopefully another thunderstorm. But whatever you're doing this Thursday, be positive. Do you hear that? Sounds travel so far. There's the constant buzz of the A46, and that was a diesel engine on the main line to London, which is not that far away. Small place, Bath, isn't it? Big village, really. Anyway, enough. I'm going back for a cold glass of water from the fridge and my breakfast. Have a good day.